Let's ask Hecate how she sees you. There will be a message from her with another deck. Oh, 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 the cards are flying, flying. A card, yes. Even... Okay, another card fell, sorry. Here. Certain doubts, I thought the opposite, that some doubts had gone away. But now, here's the thing. Now 2 cards fell. There are some doubts, because, well, from somewhere something is not going the way it used to. Something isn't working anymore. That's how I would put it. Ah, what? Something old isn't working. Maybe it's some old relationship. Some habit isn't working. You don't like it. Your usual lifestyle, even if you really like it. But something isn't working. Something old has stopped working. And this card says that you were doubtful, but now you're not anymore. This is karma. This is some kind of ancestral karma that came up. Or something old. Well, we have an old body, right? And now it has already stopped. We need to reconsider it. It has changed. Let's say it has been renewed. It has become different. I don't know. Maybe someone had surgery and their body was renewed. Or maybe someone else. Well, if we're talking about the body, yes, because the old rules and habits no longer work. And somehow you're sure that it's right, but it's still unfamiliar. If there was some kind of learning here, then it's also like student, teacher. I know how to live in a new way, but it's still unfamiliar to me. Unfamiliar. Maybe someone moved, teacher. And it's still unfamiliar. And the learning, the separation from your parents, has already happened. Maybe that separation from your parents has already happened, like some kind of separation. But it's still so unfamiliar in this new way, right? So, let's say, if you're the adult, the parent, I can't take the responsibility off of you in any way. Although I have no doubt that it would be the right thing to do. So you really do have some kind of karmic story, like a family karma going on. If there was some kind of training somewhere, well, like, okay, let's just keep revealing further. It's interesting to see what the cards will say. Well, usually, if this card came up by itself, I would say that something has been turned upside down. And it's not clear if that's good or bad. It's good. It's good for you. See, this card says it's good. Someone negative, on the contrary. It's like you're throwing away the key to hell. Do you understand? As if there's no other way to do it. Oh, by the way, maybe you knew some people a very long time ago. You knew them a very long time ago. Or maybe you worked somewhere a long time ago, lived somewhere. Something happened a long time ago, you know? It was a long time ago. Even some kind of inherited family pattern. It has changed. Everything has changed. And you know that it's for the better. You know that it's definitely for the better. You just haven't gotten used to it yet. Well, for example, you had some kind of assistant, right? Someone had been working for a long time, and then it turned out that he was no longer suitable for this position. I don't know, right? Something bad was removed, right? Or maybe there was some kind of work. Well, in general, something bad was removed. It's better now, but still unusual. It's turned completely upside down. But it's in a good way. It's for the better. Look. Hardworking, prepared, energetic. Look, this is the teacher and this is the student. Some people's children are finishing school and will soon be adults. Some haven't separated yet. But look, teacher and student. The separation has happened. Or maybe you had an old assistant before, and you hired a new one, and the new one is 100 times better. If you are the head of the family, right? Or the head of some organization, or you hired someone for yourself, right? Well, some kind of assistant. Or I used to do it myself before. Now someone does it for me. It's much better. I pay money for it. But I'm still not used to someone doing it for me. You went through some kind of training. It's great. If that's you, it's great. But somehow I'm still not used to it. Maybe, what's unusual here? I don't see that it's, like, I don't quite fit in at all. Or, like an imposter, right? There's no syndrome here. If you learned something somewhere, there's no imposter syndrome here. Nothing like that. It's just unfamiliar. Because you know that this is better. Some new period in your life has started, and you know 100% that it's better. But at the same time, it feels unfamiliar. And this is where there really can be negativity. Well, for some people, right? This is a general reading, so let's start with that. Some people have really strong negativity. Someone let you down, opened the gates of hell for you. Or maybe it's some kind of habit, yes. Like, for example, someone used to smoke, and there weren't really any reasons for it. And that's when the problem started. Then you quit, but it's unusual for you. You know it's better this way. Well, it's just unusual. Do you understand what I mean? There could have been something negative, for example, that directly affected your health. For example, maybe you had a habit of working like a horse. A new period began. For example, I lost my job, my health took a hit. A new period began, and I know it's for the best. I will heal now, I will find another job, and it will only get better. Better? You see what I mean? But I really painted a very negative picture here. I doubt that things are really that negative here. Well, let's just move on. You're coming through as upbeat. Despite all this, even with some negativity or a bit of discomfort, it's unusual, but you're coming through as upbeat. Look, you've reconsidered something from the past. Look, the past where you were afraid of losing something. Disappointment, regret. You understand, either you blamed yourself or you even had to forgive someone. That is, there was someone you couldn't even forgive. Someone could have done something nasty. Or you thought to yourself, I made a mistake. Why did I do that? Right? Now all of that is gone. The past came up and you've re-examined it. And the Five of Pentacles turns this around, as if there is a way out, and you have found it. You have definitely found a way out, 100%. And don't even doubt that it will work out. It will work out. Everything will be great. It's like you've re-examined a difficult period. Well, that's how it is on a karmic new moon. For Scorpio, these are deep emotions. You did something really serious. That's how Hecate sees you. How? The moon. Here's the moon. Some emotions can't be explained, but your intuition is off the charts. It says, I'm on the right path. That's you. It's just that with the moon, not all emotions can be explained. So I ask, how does Hecate see you? As the moon. And Hecate is the patroness of the moon. But with the moon, you can't always explain your emotions. There are fears at the same time. All the time you think, what if I'm mistaken? What if it's wrong? But intuitively, at the same time, you understand that everything is right. How does Hecate see you in the upright position of the moon? That is, no matter how scared you are. Well, let's say, maybe there's some separation happening here. Or this is your separation from the key to hell, I would say. You have already separated from it. There was some kind of hellish key in your life. And for some time, you didn't even know or doubted what to do, how to do it. Now that's gone. You've already done everything. You see, everything is done. Well, that's what gives. Even if there are some fears, no one sees them. You are in the upright position of the moon. That is, you are close, like a mom, yes. Like a mother, for example. The moon is the mother. You have changed so much. You nurture your children differently as they grow, offering more mature support. Our relationship is now on a different level. It might feel unusual for me, but I talk to them in a completely different way now. I even cook for them differently. Maybe they already do things for themselves, cook for themselves, you know? It's like the level is different. Masculine, feminine. Even if I have doubts and worries, no one sees it. I'm on a completely different level, in masculine, feminine energies. There's no key to it, no key to hell here. Some kind of ancestral pattern just disappeared completely back then. Well, it's unusual because it's a new level. That's your rebirth. And if there are some people with you, well, let's say they're younger than you, or like assistants, Someone hired an assistant, or teachers, students. Then you've grown. You see? They've grown too. Here, parents can be happy for their children, as if the children have reached a completely different level. It's a bit unusual, isn't it? And you realize that you can't act differently anymore. Go ahead. Look at that. Powerful intuition, revelation. You are being honest with yourself today. Let's say not just today, but this whole week. 3 days before today and 3 days after. You have deep intuition. Although with the moon here, sometimes, well, it's hard to tell. But the next one, where things become clear, is Hecate. With the priestess, you see, when there is a lot of knowledge, confirmed. You know? Confirmed by something on paper. That's when you'll realize that this is great. Well, for example, when you get a diploma, or your child gets a job, or my assistant finishes everything to the end and I get the paperwork, then it will be confirmed. But intuitively, you already know that you are on the right path. Not everything is clear with the moon, right? Intellectual, determined, motivated. Now the doubts are gone somewhere. Well, let's dig into the night of air. It's 50-50. Look, it's 50-50 with the moon. With the night of air, it's 50-50. I want to get confirmation faster that I'm right and that I feel it. I want it to happen faster so that some papers are received or the money is received. Well, I don't know. I just want to get some confirmation of being right faster. And at the same time, you can't rush things. And I really want to be in that future already, when everything has been confirmed. But at the same time, you can't rush things. So you're feeling torn today. Well, Hecate sees you as the moon. That's just, well, awesome. Yeah, look, here's the reversed Hierophant. You're saying that the way I used to do it before, I can't invest in that anymore. I can't invest in that. I can't do it. I won't get a good result from it. And now I do things differently, or my family does things differently. I live differently, and it's so much better. But I still feel drawn to do things the old way. It's like I still feel pulled toward it. It's something familiar that has changed. Smart, prepared, energetic, thoughtful. That's you now. Well, it's still you. Even if you have children or students or some assistants. Now you know that with this good key, the key to paradise, you've definitely taken it. It's just still unfamiliar for now. And you're thinking, should I go this way or that way? Basically, you're standing there, thinking it over, even though you're sure that at some point you did the right thing. So I'm also thinking, maybe you're considering hurrying up, doing it faster, or maybe slowing down a bit. Because you can do it either way. You can do it a bit faster or slow down a little, because you're already doing something right. Something is still bothering you, so let's put it this way, like this. Something else is bothering you. You can fulfill your dream. You already know how. But there's something that bothers you. I don't know. Something is bothering you. I think, look, you're feeling everything very intuitively and correctly here. Look, you're standing right on the path to making your dream come true. You want more logic, more confirmation. Well, sorry, it doesn't work that way. That's just how it is at first. Karma works here on Earth. You're feeling everything intuitively and correctly, But karma, meaning confirmation of the consequences of our actions, can only come through our actions, through the consequences of what we do. And there's no need to rush. And you know that if you rush, the consequences might not be quite what you'd like. But you'd really like some confirmation already. You'd like some karma, some good karma. Intuitively, you know very well that this is how you'll fulfill your dream. Well, we're on Earth, and karma only exists on Earth. It's not like we're being punished, that karma or higher powers or boomerangs are sent to us. No, karma works the same for everyone. Everything you have in your life right now is the result of your own actions. They're always there, the positive ones, when someone feels proud of themselves. And there are negative ones. You say that maybe there aren't even any negative ones here. You just say, I shouldn't do that anymore. But for someone, yes, there could have been negative consequences of karma here, which you have changed. You changed something. Well, and now it feels unusual, and someone didn't even go into that negative place. Just said, that's it, now it ends here. Well, for example, the child grew up. Or I changed. I need to move, change houses. I don't know, start renovations. Something else, something changed. And it's just impossible to go on as before. I don't know, maybe someone got divorced, yes. But the habit remained. And you shouldn't do that. You know it. There. Well, here only just started. Still, your dream will come true. You know that. Just now. It just happened, and that's how it will be. Prosperity, satisfaction, and some kind of celebration. Celebration, birth. But it's just the Four of Wands. You say, whatever I do, it will still bring joy into my life. It will still give me support. But it bothers you. You want more. You just want more. And to get more confirmation, you need to do something right for a longer time to get it. To get this good result, some kind of good result. Well, let's ask. What a good result. It's just that there's some confusion here. Maybe, look, someone might be thinking right now, maybe for me a small result is fine. But still, I want more. We're all human, we always want more. But it's just that someone says, I don't want to move too far away, for example. Or become too famous. Yes, for me it will be enough to work in a small company or live in a small place. Just some small result. That's 100%. You know, you don't even need to have intuition, but you know that you will get it. But in the long run, you know that it will be even better. And for someone, it's definitely important for it to be better. For example, I want to live, for example, I don't know, in some very rich, famous country. But for that, you also need to work more. Yes, and this will work for some people, and someone else will choose something smaller. No, I want to be here, in a small house, in a small company. I don't want to create some famous international company or anything like that. Or marry some celebrity, for example. For example, I got divorced because building a relationship with him was impossible. A family just wouldn't work. And I could marry a celebrity. Yes, that's what some people say. Like, I'll marry a really cool guy. And some people say, no. There are people like that in my city. I'm not planning to move anywhere. People like that are in my city, even within these four walls. The crane in the sky and the bird in the hand. That's it. And we're all different. Some people don't even want to spend a long time chasing some far-off dream. And you know very well that it's possible. A long trip might bring more perks. A bigger business project will obviously bring more perks. But someone doesn't want to go there. I don't know, that's just how the cards are dealt. And it seems like you have the opportunity to get both. Both this and that. It's just that you're standing here. One path is longer and more routine. That's karma, really. Star karma. All the dreams. Well, imagine, you need to use as many talents here as there are stars in the sky. That means all kinds of talents. It's all at a routine level and in the long run. Like, I keep going there. But here, it's like, well, in a month or two, boom, I already have some resources. And I can even involve other people. I'm not alone, it seems. I have assistants. There's someone else too. Yes, I paid there. Here, well, yes. It's a horn of plenty. Here too. Here, life feels like a celebration as well. It comes faster. Well, and maybe I'll have to pay someone for this. Pay some assistant. Or live with someone, I don't know. Yeah, basically, it's like we're sharing the celebration. We get it faster with someone. Because I'm not the only one becoming a star here. See, there are two people here. Someone dances like this. Someone dances on their head. Break dance, yeah. Well, everyone does what they can, what they know how to do. And when we get a resource, we share it between the two of us. Or three, or four, maybe. And that's a celebration too, and everyone is happy. But damn, you're not the star here anymore. Here, everyone is kind of a star. Do you understand? But here, it's like I'm the only cool one, damn. Well, to be this cool, of course, you have to keep doing it and doing it over the long haul. Plus, you have to use so many talents. And all of us have different ambitions. And you understand that perfectly well. And you know that you can have both. And you really know that you can have both. Maybe go somewhere far away and sort it out yourself. With someone, somehow, something. And you, all by yourself, received such a prize. Or hire someone, and they will go, talk, have a conversation, and take care of some of your business there. And the two of you, through someone else, yes, solved it. Here you are choosing a path. What will be cooler? Well, I'll call you. The choice is always difficult. It's this kind of dilemma. Well, I wouldn't say it's the two of air. If the Lover's card had come up here, a major arcana, I'd feel drawn on a soul level. Like love, you know? Like this is mine, my destined path. Here, yes, there is something like that with the star. But here it was just the two of air that came up. It's like logic. Right now, I'm reasoning about what's better for me here. Because I can do it either way, and being able to do it either way is cool. Just imagine, a horn of plenty, have a good time, maybe just go somewhere to celebrate. Just something ordinary. Just go to a party, relax. I don't know, go on vacation with someone. To get pleasure. Or maybe for someone, or to work like a horse, go further somewhere, but then I'll get a promotion there, or something else. So there's some kind of dilemma here. And it's mostly mental. It's a mental thing here. And here, as Hecate says, you're better at these mental dilemmas. And you've already cracked them. And I think before this, you cracked some problem related to the major arcana. An old one, at the DNA level. Patterns of family behavior, something ancient, old, you know, a habit. The old ways don't work anymore, and you know that now it works differently. It's better this way. Regarding status, you don't want to invest the old way at all. It won't work. You've already decided that. What's left is something just like the Page of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. Something is bothering you here. And what bothers you is only, what kind of prize will I get? The pie in the sky, and you can actually get it. But in the long run, maybe a distant trip. Or right here, the Horn of Plenty is nearby. Maybe some kind of awesome celebration. Honestly, I don't see it, but Hecate says, well, that's cool, and you did everything just right, so intuitively, really well done. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, the last one I'm asking. What are you waiting for? The last straw. Searching, you're looking for that final bit that will give you strength. Or the last bit of strength. Maybe someone just doesn't have the strength yet, right? You're in a hurry, mentally you already want to, but you just don't have enough strength yet. This is a card about gaining strength. For what? To accomplish some task. Well, maybe someone is missing some small piece of information. From, I don't know, maybe partners. There are some partners here. From maybe a well-known person or someone at a distance, by the way. That could be the case too. Searching for strength to accomplish what you want. Like the last drop. But you already know the direction is right. Look, your guardian angel is guiding you directly, and you are going the right way, intuitively. Well, look, Selene. What is this? This is a guardian angel. We are addressing Hecate, the white side of the moon. Illuminated bright. You know, it's light. Divine like that? Well, God also has a dark side. Nature, everything, matter has it too. It always gets destroyed. That's also a divine side. But you are moving toward the light. In this case, you've already resolved something negative there. You've drained that cup dry. And now, you need to move toward the light. And you are right to be moving toward the light. But there is still some searching. Gaining strength. Or maybe an information. Or maybe it's just that I'm ready. That's it, emotionally. I'm ready. I just need that last drop. So that I can be ready, there. Transformation. Well, the tower comes up. It's reversed. This is something from the past. I'll say that right away. But it's not that catastrophic. If it were like this, that would be a real disaster. There have been other disasters in your life, much worse. That's why I'm saying Two of Swords. There you go. You've already reconsidered and resolved something even more catastrophic here. Some kind of remodeling. Well, this could even refer to real estate, some kind of construction. Or the head. The headache should go away. Rules. These are also rules. Some kind of laws. It needs to be done properly. Do you know any rules? And even the key to paradise. That is, let's say, even this is a parent-child pattern. You know the key to paradise. Like, for example, how to communicate with adult children at this stage of life. Or in relationships with men. To get yes, something like that. Or in work or financial relationships. You know the rules exactly. Which will give you something new. Without headaches, yes. There will be some kind of realization. Over time, you see, yes. You see, and here the guardian angel is also guiding the person. Life changes that will free you from something. Free you from what? From the fact that you have already received a warning about the consequences of negative karmic actions. Or, let's say, if someone continues to do it, there will be negative consequences. You know this for sure. Or if I continue to do this, you can see that I'm aware of the warning about negative consequences. I already know that if I continue like this, there will be negative consequences. This. You already know this clearly. You know how to do it right and how to do it wrong. So, are you a karmic healer for yourself or for your people? Maybe for real estate? Or by the way, maybe for some finances. So, who is a karmic healer? I just can't see you any other way. I see that you are a karmic healer. Because if it had just come up on its own, the cards jumped out themselves at the beginning of the reading, the cards fell out of my hands, and that was Hecate wanting to tell you something. Then it would mean that things are bad right now. But no, you have no doubts at all. Here is that first 5. You don't have any pointless actions. Here is the card. These actions are not pointless at all. Otherwise, it would just be wasted effort, but it's not. These actions are meaningful. Nothing was done in vain. Everything was done with purpose. You have completed some kind of transformation, and now you just need to gain freedom. To be continued. The Death card came up. This is transformation. Well, yes. Maybe someone here faced very serious consequences in the past, and family members passed away. Some kind of ancestral issues. In that case, well, maybe something global or something long-term happened. You have gone through it. Now you just need to be reborn like a phoenix. Well, some relationships died. That job ended or transformed. It's liberation, you see. It's transformation. Well, for example, with our body, we've gotten older and now we're not the same. You understand that? No? Well, we can do something else. Live, for example, on a pension and do something else there, right? You know perfectly well how to do this. You really know everything about it. So it's a new level. It doesn't matter what kind of habits. Well, it's just, yes, it's unusual for a while. But you've solved the serious problem. All that's left is to free yourself when everything becomes familiar and easy, as they say. When it becomes familiar and easy. Easily, freely. I'll be free to act and actually be able to do something. And not needing to focus all the time, yes. Well, when we're developing a new habit, yes. Sometimes we have to concentrate so we don't do things the old way. And maybe for someone, it's about not going back to an old job that they're already fed up with. Not going back to the old one. Something there. Well, anyway, it's for the best. So, how does Hecate see you? What does she want to tell you? Let me take. Oracle. Oh. Let's do it with the Oracle. How about this? What's going on? What's happening right at this moment in time? Although I've already revealed quite a lot here. The cards revealed that you have a guardian angel. Well, they've been guiding you for a long time. Your guardian angel has guided you for a long time. What happens in everyday life? Right here and now. Right in everyday life. That's the question. Without all that surface level stuff. Well, all that spiritual stuff. Changes. Changes. Exciting ones. Yes, you will feel anxious, but in a good way. A ship. What else does this show in everyday life? Means of communication and transportation. Maybe someone is experiencing changes in their travels or movement. In conversations. There are definitely conversations here. Even if, for example, you have changed your place of residence or, your movement pattern has changed. Your emotions have changed. You talk about it. It still counts. You talk to someone, you discuss things, and that's a plus. Although I don't see any deep stress in you, well, according to the moon, there may be some anxiety. And the ship also shows that. There may be some turbulence on the waves, like a ship at sea. Emotions are present here. A ship with a deep draft cannot pass without deep emotions. The channel, yes. Sometimes on rivers, they build all sorts of dams to raise the water level in the channel. Deep emotions. This ship runs only on deep emotions. So you discuss it here, one way or another. Direction. See, the ship can't go anywhere without a navigator either. So, you have everything right. The ship just says you made the right decision, and you keep talking about it, discussing it with someone, or you listen to information about it. This information is still exciting, deep, but the ship doesn't show that you're worried. Yes, it's rocking, but everyone on the ship is standing. Yes, you can stand. There's even a supply of food there. You can stand. That's it. And what about your life? Conversations. Maybe someone bought something, changed something, paid for something, or means of communication or transportation. But still, only something changed. Like, really changed. Some changes are happening in your life. What's happening in everyday life? Which is Sabbath witch? Well, and some kind of esoteric knowledge in society. Esoteric. Deep emotions. A witch's Sabbath witch. Well, here are those premonitions. You see these two wolves here by the moon as well. Here it's just, at the witch's Sabbath there's wisdom. The keys to paradise are hanging, but they're hanging based on intuition. There's no confirmation yet, sort of. Yes, that's right, and it's impossible to check. All sorts of fortune tellers, tarot readers, astrologers, esotericists, practitioners. Well, it's the same with you. Here it is, the energy. And you don't really talk about it much. It's, only with those who really understand you. Because, other people might say, "What? Are you some kind of oddball? Are you crazy or something?" Yeah? What? Do you believe in some nonsense? She simply follows her intuition wherever it leads. Or even if you're a man, yes. Well, many ordinary people might not accept your decisions or understand them. Only the people who truly understand what it's all about and how everything is connected. Maybe it's the opposite kind of society, but they still know things deeply. That's where a channel is needed. They know the information deeply. Only those people can understand what is being discussed. Those are the ones you're talking to. Maybe it's even a lawyer, but this person knows things deeply. And you are talking. Secret knowledge, even in everyday life, sometimes requires, let's say, higher education. Not everyone has access to it. Not everyone, well, some people just don't want to study. They aren't even given any interest in it. Some people have no access to higher education. But that's the secret. For some, this is hidden knowledge. But not everyone can become kings somewhere, right? Or knowledgeable people in some field. Here, by the way, society can be made up of people who possess this knowledge. What's happening in your life? The writer. But it's you yourself. This is your ascendant, so it's you. Turn to these people. You bring news to these people. And this society always gives you back several times more of this knowledge for each student. Well, let's say you're talking to someone, and then information starts coming to you from all sorts of sources, even from others. Because you were the one who initially set this energy in motion. Because you needed to change something. And now you keep this energy moving. You're missing something. Maybe you need emotional support to make a move. Or maybe you don't have enough energy. Or maybe the time just hasn't come yet. You're just waiting. You're waiting, and at the same time, you're also gathering information. Because that's your energy. Look, it's directed straight at change. Communication with people or with sources. A community that knows this information. For example, even if you go online somewhere, this card can indicate something online. I go there to study something. This is also the mailman's card. I cast a line, for example, into a community of lawyers. And there I look for information. I put it out to, for example, a health community. Yes, because the death card came up here. Well, or to change something in any area. For example, if you're in the esoteric field, I put in here what's bothering me. Here, look, information, information. I cast my lines into different communities that concern me. And then you get energy from there. That's what happens. It's just that each of us has a different community that concerns us. What's happening to you? Fate is tearing you in different directions. That's basically fate. You're having a fateful moment. Well, every year there's a full moon in Scorpio, right? It's just that this month is also interesting. It doesn't happen often, but it does sometimes. So, in 1 month, yes. It turns out there will be several. In several zodiac signs, there will be a full moon. And there will be a new moon, too. Yes. Fate just tears you apart, basically. You know, it's fateful to do it this way, and it's fateful to do it that way. Just like that. Here, of course, there's a little karma here, but very joyful. Happy karma. And here, it's just super happiness, really, yes. So, where are we? The star is here. Here, it's just super happiness. Oh. And so you want to, yes, it's our human nature that starts to tempt us. Where am I going with Piglet, right? Am I going after super happiness, a super prize? Oh, snap, snap. Who remembers that old Wheel of Fortune? Or what was it? Wheel of Luck. That mustached guy used to host it. The super prize, yes. And now let's spin the wheel. I forgot what it's called. Well, I haven't seen that show in 100 years. I don't even know if it still exists or not now, yeah. There you go. The prizes of fate, and now the super prize. You take this little box, right? Or this big one. Or you refuse, and we play for the super prize. You know, yes, the road here is longer. You kept me, yes, on a long routine basis. Doing something, doing it over and over. Basically, that's how fate is tearing us apart. Temptation is tearing us apart. Because either way, you can make your dream come true. Here it's just a bird in the hand, and over there it's a crane in the sky. That's cool, so cool. And at the same time, it's hard. Because the responsibility is yours. Karma, it's ours alone. Do you understand? The decision is ours. Who am I with? I stay here with this partner, for example, at work or at home, or, well, yes. And I understand that here, yes, it's still my choice. Or I go somewhere else. The burden of responsibility is on me. Wow. Well, and the sacred beetle is upon you, yes. Where will we roll my resource, my life energy? What am I worshipping? Well, some people worship the golden calf and might rush off to make money. Become very famous somewhere I don't know, Or marry a famous man? I don't know. Where am I going? What is guiding me, right? Here it is, my life resource. And each of us, has something that is sacred to us. We have different sacred concepts. Spirituality, family is sacred to me, friends, loyalty and friendship. Or for someone, professionalism is sacred. For me, if I give my word, I won't even sleep. I'll become a workaholic, and that's sacred to me. Well, for some, it's a sacred war. I'm ready to give my life for my homeland, my family, my loved ones. For each of us, it's different. We're all different. Wow, so right here, what is important to me? Where will I put my energy? Well, first of all, it's life. Yes. And someone might scoff or snort. Yes. The scarab, for him, that little ball is sacred. But for someone else, it's just poop. Sorry, there's no other way to put it. And some people turn up their noses. But for the scarab, that's his whole life. That's food for his children. And he'll be respected and honored for it, you see? So, and here is exactly where changes are happening. So what is sacred to you? And what is sacred to society? To some kind of vague secret society? A secret society? Maybe there are scientists here. Some people who, an academic degree. I don't know. They really know their stuff. I don't know. Maybe they have some amazing life experience. A community, an association. A coven is a group. But a coven is still some unusual people. They stand out from the crowd. That's how I would put it. Well, for some people, it's purely esoteric. And for others, maybe it's some kind of professional community. Or like a family, like my coven. Yes, my girls. We are friends based on some kind of uniqueness. Some kind of, still, that's how it's read. That's how it's considered. So you are friends based on some kind of uniqueness. This society, it really stands out. Like my family is unlike anything else. We live by different patterns. Look, it's upside down, inverted too. And that's actually a good thing, just imagine. Or I'm doing some kind of unconventional practice. Or some other kind of alternative treatment. And the people I turn to, that's how they live. Or maybe my friends are also kind of unconventional, kind of nonconformists. That's what's happening too. And changes, yes, some changes. There's excitement in this, because look, you've hit the jackpot in 4 areas of your life. It might feel like in 4 areas of your life, people are telling you, you have good cards, let's do it. Let's do it this way. But the choice is yours. What is more important to you? What is sacred to you? And this life energy, only you know what is sacred to you. Only you know what it's like to be in your shoes. Only you know where the navigator is pointing. And it's as if in the 4 spheres of life, someone says, let's take a break. We've hit the jackpot. Right? And the person seems good too. Really, you could go. And it's a good offer, at a good price. And someone says, yes. Damn, let's do it at work. There's some project we can do here, and we can work on it. And you can change things. Get married. I don't know. Help your kids. In several areas of life, it feels like there's a good choice. Change your job, I don't know, anything at all. But here you also need to understand what is sacred to you. It's like the direction is changing, and for the better. What's happening in your life right now on an everyday level? Peach. Ring. Someone received a proposal or partnership offer. The partner is making the offer. Some kind of partnership. One cycle is ending. Maybe a cycle with a bad partner is ending, and a new one is starting right away. For someone, it might even be out of order, because these cards, they can go out of order. For example, in one group, a cycle is ending. For example, in the family, a marriage cycle has ended. And right away, I got lucky, like being able to move wherever I want, or buy the property I want, or in business. Suddenly, I can open the business I want. My husband didn't allow it, didn't want it, was against it. right? Or, for example, a cycle ends with one assistant. And immediately, I hit the jackpot by finding another assistant. Or, for example, I was an assistant to some professional. In some cool society, in a community, for example, to some director or some professor. Now the cycle is complete, and now I can become the head of some community myself. Gather students? I don't know. Yes. Start my own business, something else. It's like you have these 4 areas, and they can overlap in strange ways too. Why do I say they're strangely intertwined? It's not just like, I got divorced, now I can get married again. No. It's like changing one community for another community. For example, I stopped working. I just can't do it anymore. Or even my health got worse. So now I can think about how to work from home, or even move somewhere else, relocate, and find something completely different there. And you talk about it, and information comes to you. It's like everything has been completely shuffled. No, it's somehow not straightforward. It's connected to some kind of secret, mysterious in some way, with some kind of underlying reason too. You see, here it's like, the cycle of fate. That's how I would put it. Fate. Well, you've been thinking about this for a long time, right? For quite a while, like an anchor, because you've already anchored yourself at some fateful moment. You're thinking about it. The cards once again confirm you've already made a change. And you keep going. You're in a state of accepting some kind of lightness, or maybe trying to finally free yourself from something. Or maybe it's actually work-related. Well, whether it's an anchor or our thoughts, we've anchored ourselves in them. We've been thinking about this for quite a while now. And here it's really cold. Well, an anchor is metal, so there's a cold calculation going on. All the anxiety is gone. Now it's just cold. Usually, fate gives strong anxiety, but you don't have it. The anxiety is already gone. Now there's a cold, business-like grip. It's like a business-like approach is taking over. Well, or maybe it's really about business, projects, where to go. Maybe you can grow somewhere. Well, it's just about getting some knowledge to anchor yourself, to earn more money here. I don't know, something like that, because you're still thinking about how difficult the task is. Yeah, and here is where the doubts come in. Either you tell yourself, just do it, the broom and the whip, just do it. Or it's the complexity of the task, you're arguing with someone. Someone says, oh, it'll be easy, and you say, well, I know it's not easy. Not easy. Or maybe the opposite, you say, I know it's easy, but someone else says, I don't want to, it's hard, it's bad. So basically, either you're arguing with someone, it's a debatable issue. Or you say, there's so much to sweep, to do for yourself. To push yourself even more, to crack the whip on yourself. It's like when, for example, at work, we have some tasks. We set the alarm ourselves, whether we want to get up or not. That's our burden of responsibility. And we crack the whip on ourselves. Get up, I said. Stop sleeping. You're going to oversleep now. It's not someone else. But we mentally crack the whip on ourselves, meaning we turn on the parental program and say, come on, you planned this. You need to go and get it done. And in the evening, already tired, you just want to lie on the couch, but you crack the whip on yourself. Come on, damn it. You have to do this. You planned it. There's no way around it. You made the decision yourself. It's like that too. Either you talk to yourself in your head, or you discuss a controversial issue with someone. I think that there are people with whom it's just impossible to come to an agreement. I think that when it's already completely impossible to discuss things, then those people have already left, or you've already made a decision about them. Only those remain here with whom you can still discuss controversial issues. Well, or even with yourself, for example. Look, if you can't come to an agreement about something anymore, even about health or some habits, you just say, whatever, let it be, let them stay. Well, I just can't, damn it. Not eat sweets, for example. Or live without meat, right? Or, well, I'm just using diets as an example because it's the easiest way to explain it, right? Well, I can't do it. For example, I'm not a weightlifter. I can't go to the gym, right? That's it. You've already accepted it. Meaning the impossibility of something here has long been accepted, even if you know it would be better. Like I would have reached for the stars. No, I can't. For me, it's just not possible, even knowing that. There's nothing like that left here. Only the moments remain where you can push yourself, motivate yourself, or do something with your eyes closed. Something difficult, something hard, but you can do it. Where you can stay for the long term, anchor yourself, yes. We can also get all sorts of ideas in our heads. For example, with the star card, oh, I would like to marry the Prince of Wales. But no, I won't become a princess. That's impossible. Yes. Well, in general, I don't want to, yes, for example, be a movie actor. Because, well, damn, you have to go to courses or graduate from Gatus or wherever actors study. Yes. So then, yes. Well, I just won't do it. That's already decided. Now it's just a matter of coming to an agreement. And that also makes your karmic task easier. Even though it seems difficult, and sometimes you just tell yourself, oh, just do it already, do it, that's it. Enough? Yes, enough doubting. Just go ahead and do it. Okay, let's lay out a couple more cards here to take a look. Yes, changes, transformation, possible transformation. There's nothing that's impossible. So you understand that when a person dies, it's impossible to bring them back. Impossible. So go and do it alone. Yes. Or we got divorced. It's impossible. That's it. It's impossible to live with him. That's it. It's impossible to work at this job. But when it's in the upright position, you say, well, I can do this. I can make this transformation. I won't die. Ah, no, I'm not dying here. I'm not losing myself. I don't have to force myself. Look, like this is normal. But like this, that's violence. I don't need to force myself to death. I can do this. This transformation. Oh, well, intuition. A black cat appeared. Well, maybe it scares me. There are some kind of premonitions. And some kind of support, by the way. Do you feel the support of higher powers? A black cat. Maybe she feels the support of some animals. Do you really feel it, by the way? Cats give up their 9 lives for their owner, in a real way. And when you keep animals, take care of them. Well, that's if you love them, of course. Someone here might say, no, I can't, but you've already ruled out everything you can't do. Well, I'm just talking about animals. We give them love, and they give us energy. And there are familiars who also give us hints. Well, in general, here you have something like intuition. You intuitively know that it's the bright land of the moon, like a cat sees the invisible. He has a third eye here, and the moon, the invisible light. You can see it. Maybe the souls of people, your ancestors, are helping you. There's something intuitive here, and you know it, that this is the path that will get me there. But still, you have, oh, well, the Empress. Here is my resource, you say intuitively. Here is my resource. Other people may have their resource in a different place, but my resource is here. That's it. So what is this? It's not Nadug turning over. I'm staying here, so you could say it's not Nadug turning over. It won't hurt me here. Well, there's still some kind of crossroads left. Well, anyway, it's fine. The crossroads remain. A message from Hecate for you. Probably the worries still remain here. This card, after all, is still about doubt. Even if you're no longer arguing with anyone, but just with yourself, there's still doubt here, some kind of crossroads. Sometimes it seems one way, sometimes another, and it just feels that way intuitively. Okay, so what will Hecate say to you about this? There's something about money, a financial change or review. Girls, I forgot to mention this. I read it spiritually, but it's actually about daily life. I said I'd read it in the everyday context, but I read it for you spiritually instead. The cards are interpreted differently after all. So this is also about money, resources. Do you know what the Empress reminded me of? Money, land. The Empress is Earth. This is my money, my children, my support. my bones, my thoughts, my muscles too, by the way. So, reviewing my finances. It's kind of nerve-wracking, and it feels like there are two paths as well. Maybe even for a trip somewhere. Look, for a trip, will I have enough money? Or if I want to go somewhere far, I need to tighten my belt. Yes, tighten my belt then. And if I don't need to go myself, then I'll pay someone. Someone will do something for me. I don't know. Yes, something like that could happen here. Yes, we also need to allocate a budget for that. It seems like you still need to allocate a budget somewhere. Like here, maybe a bit less, and here, a bit more. And it seems like you can achieve your dream in different ways. That's the thing, it's a debatable question here. And here, you reconsider 100%, reconsider the budget. Maybe here as well, look, if I live alone without anyone, like, for example, I don't want to get married, just one star, that's it. Well, it's clear. Then here it takes longer. Well, it's kind of easier to earn money together, right? And to save the budget. Well, just not with a jerk, sorry, who eats up the whole budget. But still, it's harder and takes longer alone, and you have to put in so much effort, right? Well, then I'm the star here, and all the rules are mine. Or here, we live together. Well, then we need a budget here. How much does he bring in? How much will I have to bend over backwards? You know, to manage both work and home. What can you do at home? Or even a child, whoever you live with. It doesn't have to be a man. Girls, for half a year I'm just with the kids, and for half a year with my husband.
No.
Well, it's all mixed up, really. Sometimes with one, sometimes with another. Sometimes I even live with friends. So even then, if you go somewhere with a girlfriend, even if it's a holiday trip, if you go to a resort or something, you still have to figure out who can do what, who bends over backwards, and who just does the basics, right? Who invests the money, and who maybe contributes the labor instead of money. Here, the budget really needs to be allocated. Or assistance. For example, I'm doing renovations at home. Well, for example, I invest the money, and he does all the hard work. I don't know, whoever, the painter. The painter, I don't know, the plumber. I forgot what it's called in Russian. Painter. And plumber, the one who works with pipes. Plumber. Pipes, well, something else too, yes. Yes, he cleans the pipes. Basically, so that everyone is satisfied. Then we need to allocate the budget somehow. Here, keep it to a minimum. And there, maybe go for the maximum. As if we need to invest the maximum here. And here, it seems like we can... You still have it anyway, but without this, there's no way. It's like, whether you go this way or that way, you still need some kind of budget. Let's say, for example, I'll go with someone else. It seems like it would be easier for me then. Well, for example, I'll go with someone. Well, and for example, we'll rent an apartment together and split the cost. Someone there will help me with something. But here, it's like I'm all alone. Well, at least all the credit will be mine. All the credit will be mine, so to speak. Here's something else in everyday terms. Be sure to pay attention. Pay attention to this. Well, it's like, as I said, it gets distributed in some unusual, mysterious way. Maybe secretly transfer money to some organization. I hope there's nothing like that, but that could be a negative. There could be some jerks here. Secrets, schemes, manipulations. Well, it's like you have such a good hand, like you can solve everything. And it's like you're waiting for the last story. Well, let's keep everything here in the everyday, the ordinary. Still, even in the ordinary, there are secrets. Secrets. Like even just transferring money. When it comes to money, it's like you transfer it secretly, not the usual way. Not everyone does that. Maybe it's some kind of traveler's checks, for example. Well, hardly anyone uses those, right? Cryptocurrencies or some services like PayPal, yeah. Something like that people use less often. Not all the time. Well, if we're talking about money, or, well, some kind of secret schemers or something. A witch's Sabbath. A witch. A witch. Yeah. Someone found out about a secret scheme. They want something there. Well, anyway, I'm just trying to consider all the options for everyone here. What will Hecate tell you? All right, everyone. Here's a message about what we've read in your life. The card fell out by itself. Oh, something is missing. Well, obviously, something is missing. We've already seen that you're waiting for something, that something is missing. What card is it? What? You see the light? Where do you get it? Here it is, this chance. You see the light. Where do you get it? Well, I mean, you're on the right path, on the same road. It's yours, it's your chance, given by fate to make a choice. That's it. All your life, you make choices. And most of the choices are karmic, difficult. But you've gotten so good at it that these difficult choices might seem impossible to someone else. People usually refuse to make such choices. They're scared. But you already do it, and you think, well, it's hard, yes, it's a tough choice, but you still do it. That's your special ability. Oh, well, the ability to be a force of transformation, to embody transformation, to go where other people are afraid to go, to be a force of transformation, to be with people whom others are afraid of, to do some strange things that people are afraid of. In general, not to be afraid to do something. Wow, to illuminate. In general, the light is coming. Through transformation, through difficulty, through crisis. Crisis. Yes, the light is coming to you. Well, I hope you're not leaving. For someone here, the death card came up 3 times. This transformation indicates something. I hope it's not related to deaths. Not with inheritances, not with legacy. Although this is inheritance, legacy. Legacy came from someone. Some habit came from someone. It might be connected. And most often, it's either children or a man. But this is your gift. You can do all of this. Enter this transformation. In general, you're doing everything right. Well, yes, here's that legacy again. A heavy legacy. Some kind of heavy inheritance was passed down to you. Even on the DNA level, maybe relatives have the same thing. Or maybe it's an inheritance from a past life, by the way. From a past life, some kind of heaviness remained. I'm carrying it. So then here are some. People with whom, well, men and children came to you from a past life. That's it. Thank you. As for health, this is also a card of illnesses. There may be painful situations. Or maybe even some kind of illness. Yes. In general, well, you are getting it moving. You've shifted it, I would say. Now you just need to let it go. Well, it's written on your hand. I see. We were told that before too. They said you'll succeed. You see the light and you go toward the light. Then you just shouldn't go into the darkness. And you know about the darkness too, remember? There was a card that showed all the clues about the darkness. Do you know what will destroy you and what will bring you happiness? You also know what will bring happiness. Look, you know what will bring happiness. Oh, I pulled out 2 cards, and both are major arcana, and 2 major arcana fall on 2 major arcana. Look, a wise decision about transformation, the hermit, the path of the sage. And here she is, Hecate. I showed you the bright side of the moon, showed you Selene, showed you how to be your own angel, because you know how to be an angel for others, how and where to find it, to dive deep into your inner self, and to find out where to go. In general, everything is here, the best feelings, the best intentions. In general, I'll show you, I'll light the way for you here. Or about other people who live somewhere far away. Or it's about money. If it's about health, after all. The death card came up 3 times. Then I'll show you the structure, what to rely on, what to lean on, the difficulties. Then the difficulties are karmic, and there will be money, or there will be people. Maybe there will be some kind of support, or some of your abilities, talents, something to rely on. Well, here it's really about money, family finances. You can get them back. You can return family finances to your relatives. Help fulfill a dream. Wow! A dream from the past. The many-armed goddess, A. If you truly want to make it come true, you'll be given opportunities. like a many-armed goddess. You'll be given resources, but you have to share them. Subtitles. Because if you don't share this resource, well, I don't know. If it's about earning money and you start making good money, then, for example, you should, well, give 10%, maybe help an orphanage, or maybe someone wants to have a child. Then really, you need to help babies in an orphanage. Yes, I don't know. It sounds right to help babies. You will have the resource, but you should give it to someone, to your students. Yes, you should pass it on then. Pass the knowledge to your students, to your children. You must share this resource. If it's money, then if you, well, earned money, it's clear that you should give some away. Help someone. Maybe give away some things, or something else. So what else? Just don't make sure you don't get drained, so you don't end up completely exhausted. Yeah. You need to share or maybe tell someone, for example. Even to pass it on from a distance. I wonder how that works, how it works. Basically, to share. You'll be given some resource you need, but it's like you're sharing it with the world, or you're sharing your worldview. Well, here, for example, you're like an elder, so you share with a child, with grandchildren, with other friends, elders. I don't know, yes, wise people. Expand your worldview. Then share something good with someone. Expand it. Expand it for someone. Give someone opportunities too. Opportunities. Well, I don't know. If you have money, then hire yourself an assistant. That could work too. Hire an apprentice. Hire yourself an assistant. Then you'll have growth for yourself. Hire some help. Well, maybe you need to go somewhere. Hire yourself an assistant and then pay them. Thank you. This will open up opportunities. When you share, it opens up opportunities for you. Basically, a guardian angel for some kind of harmonious transition. Continuation is a joy. And it will end. Thank you. This transition. You'll probably be nearing the end of whatever you want to free yourself from. Oh, to strength. That's it, my dears. I'll finish here. And you will come into your power, to this cornucopia. Well, if someone wants to go further, to some star, well, you'll go further. It's really up to you to decide, yes. It's just that here, it says, share your happiness with someone. I don't know, maybe with friends, girlfriends, share your knowledge. Maybe you are improving your health. Well, then help someone else improve theirs. You want, I don't know, you're living well, you want a child, well, help an orphanage. If you want someone to recover from an age-related illness, I don't know, help some hospice. You want, well, something like that. You'll have resources, you take everything for yourself, but give some away, otherwise the resource will run out. Because it's like a dairy cow, yes. If you don't milk the cow, the resource runs out. The milk, that's protein, yes. The material part runs out. It seems like you don't need it then. Since you're not sharing with anyone, you don't need that much for yourself. You have to share. Well, then there will be some kind of festering. You know, like mastitis and all that. Well, that's how it sounds metaphorically. With children, I mean, it's not like putting everything in one basket. Some part should go somewhere else for health. That's how it sounds. You hear the message? I hope well, if some specialist is helping you, of course, it's clear that you need to pay the specialist then. Or thank them. Maybe someone is helping you for free, so be grateful. Well, I don't know. If a friend is helping you, invite her for tea. Do something nice for her. Maybe give her a little gift, or treat her to a meal. Give them something to eat. As they say, share a part of your karma. And the person helps you for that, yes. Well, why not? It's believed that having a meal together is a way to thank people just for being by your side. Well, that's basically what the card said here. Feed the children. I don't know. Give them something to drink. If an adult child, for example, helps you with something, you should feed them. Give them something to drink. Put them to bed, buy a gift, give them your love. If your mom helped you, thank her, I don't know. And help her too, like taking out the trash. So, just in this simple, easy way, if it's some kind of major key, or you need something significant spiritually, then you should also help someone spiritually somewhere, and it will come back to you. I thank you. In general, it's such a powerful period. Strength. A powerful period for you, and you're only gaining more strength, and some opportunities are expanding. Well, in general, you can fulfill your dream in different ways, and most importantly, don't stand at a crossroads for too long. Otherwise, you could spend your whole life just standing there, debating your options, and never move forward. In general, you also need to have strength of spirit here, yes, to break out of some kind of darkness, because the light has already been shown to you, and now you know everything about it very clearly. Thank you. This is the message for today, and see you next time. Be sure to visit the channel. It would make me happy as the creator. See you again.